have Ms. Susan Perry Francis and the supervisor for the day, Ms. Judy Wong.
Good morning, Mrs. Wong.
Good morning, Miss.
Thank you for partaking in this exercise. I trust at the end it would have you more empowered and that the students would have tremendous benefit as well as you.
I hope to grow through this exercise.
Beautiful. Now let's take a walk down memory lane. As we look back, we'll start off by looking at the rationale, and then we look at the focus for the pre-conference. In the rationale, you expressed that you were struggling with reference to the students participating collaboratively in class.
That's right.
And that you indicated the need for collaborative instructional learning strategies, as well as you wanted them to develop a sense of teamwork, a sense of taking ownership in the class, and for them to actually work together. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, now, as we focus on the pre-conference, we would look at the fact that the main focus here is to ensure that you are adequately equipped to disseminate the information, to get the students engaged, and to make sure that the objectives are covered and the outcome is as we expect.
Okay.
So, shall we review the lesson plans?
No problem.
Let's look at the elements.
Okay, well, I have objectives, 3 objectives in the lesson plan, and it follows the CABD rule that you taught me earlier.
Yes.
All right, so objective number 1, accurately define a balanced diet after viewing a video clip. So I have a video clip for the set induction. I have it set up on the computer, and it should be easy for me to switch on. All right. Discuss at least 3 health risks associated with malnutrition and obesity after being shown 2 pictures of persons with these health issues. I have the 2 pictures ready here. I don't want to give away the answer for this objective, so I'm going to change it a little bit at the start of the lesson and then refine it after we discuss it. Okay. Right? Because if I give them the entire wording, they will get the answers initially.
Okay.
Right? And then the last objective, which has some psychomotor activity in it, as you taught me about Bloom's taxonomy and the taxonomical levels, I try to use them in the range of objectives.
Yes.
They are going to create a balanced meal. Of course, we can't afford to bring the actual items, so I did some pictures, printed some pictures to use, and plates to set it out on. So that would be the last objective we're dealing with.
Okay, hold on. But we looked at the fact that you spoke about the Bloom's taxonomy of learning, and you also mentioned CABD, but we didn't look at the fact if it was SMART. So, do you remember what SMART means with reference to the objectives?
Well, Miss, I know it's time bound is the last T, so I had to cut off when I designed it initially. I looked at it and I cut an objective out to ensure that it was time bound. All right, it is relevant because it is following in the HFLE syllabus, exploring dimensions of health and wellness, and this is actually one of the topics that we have, that I have to teach.
Okay.
All right.
So you got the T.
It's specific to the syllabus as well.
That's right.
All right, and well, it will be measurable because the students have to give answers, they have to come up with definitions, they have to create a meal. So it is, all right.
So do you think it's attainable within the time frame that was allocated?
I believe so. Having cut out that last objective, I believe I can attain it within the time. I mean, I haven't run it, but I will gauge it to see.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. So we can...
Okay, the set induction here. Now, in case the video gives me problem, I have an alternative.
Very good.
Where I brought some food items as to use as a visual sample to place for them and ask questions. So that will also pique their interest in the lesson in case the video does not work as I had planned to.
Okay, have you done a dry run of reference to the functioning of the video and the equipment?
Yes, I did that. So
Okay.
hopefully it wouldn't fail or nothing else would happen like
Okay.
that. All right, that's the only technology I have. So if current goes or anything, I can still function.
You can also, I guess we can perhaps look at, bring your own device if the students are allowed to use the device, or if they have it available. Maybe you can, give them the site and they can download it, and that could be another option as well.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yes.
Once we could get good working laptops to bring to class.
Yes, or they can even use their phones, because you know how we have smartphones now.
Okay, well, we do allow them once we give them permission, so I'll consider that.
Okay.
Okay, so the first objective to get them to talk about the balanced diet, I'm going to arrange them in groups,
Yes.
and I would prefer that each group has 4 individuals so that they can pair also when it's time for the Thinkpairshare. And I'm going to elicit words from them to come up with that definition.
Okay.
Yes, that one is called,
I see a blender written there.
this is the blender. I found that one on YouTube, and it speaks about getting it's similar to Thinkpairshare but different in the sense that you get the students to think individually
Yes.
about an answer, then you get them to, in pairs, define or refine their answers,
Yes.
and then you get a third student to join that pair and influence the answer until everybody in the group gets involved and come up with one answer that they will present to the class.
That's very innovative. We didn't go over this, but you stepped out of the box and you added something. I like that.
Okay, in section 2, well, before that, I'm going to summarize the definition on the board and have them take it down in their notebooks. So they'll have some notes to go away with.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to remind them, because in a previous lesson we did food groups and nutrients.
Yes.
So I'm going to remind them about that in this lesson.
Okay.
Take a little time out to do that. All right. Then we're going into section 2, the diseases associated with obesity and malnutrition.
Just
I have 2 photographs to
display.
display so that it will activate their thinking and get them to come up with features of each of those young people to determine if they're healthy and what makes them not healthy. Yeah.
That's a great idea. You don't need a backup plan for that.
No. Okay, and this is where I bring in the Thinkpairshare
Yes.
into the lesson. I'm going to ask the students, after we generate the words to describe the features of those 2 individuals, I'm going to give them some prompts as well.
Okay.
After they generate the words, I'm going to ask the students to focus on the list of words or statements made and to come up with one word or term that encapsulates each individual in the picture.
Okay.
And after they do that, they're going to share their idea with their partner, with their peer, and then they're going to give an answer to the whole group, the sharing part.
10, with the 5 minutes in between for changing. So,
All right, and then from there we're going to discuss the different diseases, have a little discussion on it. And the final activity, they're going to be divided in groups of 4. I'm going to give them those plates and some pictures, and each group is going to prepare a meal,
Yes.
one for breakfast, one for dinner, one for lunch, and a snack. All right, and then we'll have the closure. I'm doing an exit ticket for the closure.
Okay, that should be interesting. Now, we just want to remember that after sectional review, we want to make it as succinct as possible and to hit into the home points.
Okay.
So the children would remember. And of course, well, exit ticket is an interesting way to close off, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Wong. It has been a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you execute the lesson in the classroom.
I'm excited about it.
I'm excited too.
Okay, as soon as you're ready, you can tell me to start.
Okay, better late than never. So in the observation instrument, I'll be looking at the set induction, we're looking at the strengths and the areas of development, as well as, having done that, we'll be looking at the pre-operational stage, where we look at the size of the group. We'll be looking at different categories. So we're looking at whether the categories we're looking at are below average, average, good, or outstanding. So we'll be looking at the size of the group, appropriate for the task, whether you explain Thinkpairshare strategy to the students, and also Blender, because you mentioned that as well. Whether the students will be given adequate time to think on their own, right? If they are adequate time to share with their partner, if they are given adequate time to share the ideas with the class, if you, the teacher, offer support to the students,
Okay.
look at you while you monitor them, look at how you build responses from what the students give you. You're looking at the fact that, well, you mentioned prompts, so that we'll be looking at that to see if, you have active engagement with the students, whether or not they are allowed to report in a manner that gives them the opportunity to be thorough.
Okay.
And, of course, how effective was the strategy that you used. We're also looking at the sectional review. And as we look at that, we'll be looking at the strengths as well as the areas of development for that, for the assessment of learning. We're looking at the closure, how well it is done. And, of course, we have the general comments, which will give you an overview of the entire lesson.
Okay, so we'll discuss it after. Okay, thanks.